before I get too excited and not record. I'm so excited to see all of you and talk about your show and talk to your parents, and you're such lovely young people and intelligent, and I just love how organized and how helpful you are to your parents. So it's really, I'm very excited to talk to all of you.
So we're excited to be talked to.
We're excited to you too.
Why, thank you. Thank you. You're so sweet. You know, that must have been Dallas or one of those, one of the actors in the family.
No, that was actually Daisy right here.
Oh, okay. Hello, hello. Look at your beautiful outfits. I'm so impressed with the two of you, with your parenting, your organization. It's amazing. I had a chance to see your episode ahead of time, and what really was profound to me was your scheduling, because I know that's always a struggle for me and my household, and we are not nearly the household that you are. Who initially devised the scheduling system? Because really it's truly admirable.
Thank you so much. I think when it comes to Derrico and I, we learned what lanes we drive best in. We stay in our own lanes. And so being that he's OCD, I always say it all the time, it has some perks to it. You know, he likes things in order, and then with my early childhood education background, I just click on like the classroom and the teacher, how you handle a large group of children, and only differences, these are mine. So that's just how we do it. We just stick to a plan, stick to our own lanes, and just stay in. I don't cook. I don't think about cooking. I don't want to cook. I stay in the kitchen.
You know, I had a similar household. My dad did most of the cooking too. He was always the better cook than my mother, and she was definitely the better hair comber too. So we have that in common. With your family here, another thing that was very impressive is just how well adjusted you all are. It's very clear that you carve out time for each of your children. They look just very happy, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful household. What
Thank you.
Let me see, who can I ask? Because I took some Deon, let me ask you first. One thing, I like that you have your time with your children, that you cut their hair, and it's time for you to check in with your young men. Through the course of parenting and having such a large household, has this inspired additional aspirations, like maybe owning a barber shop, or maybe starting an organization service, because the family really has it down pat?
Thank you so much. That's really a compliment. Actually, I owned a barbershop, and I have no desires in owning another one. It was actually a hair salon barbershop. It was just a lot of, I went through and learned a lot from that, so I have no desire to do that. But mentoring definitely seems to be where I'm being led to, mentoring, and I would have to say levels of activism. So these are things that I definitely intend on pursuing as a platform, as our platform grow. I'm definitely interested in that.
It's funny you should say that about activism and sharing information. With children in multiple age groups, there's a lot of messaging that's happening now in the world, and a lot of things that we're seeing occurring. How do you communicate messages with your variety of age groups in the household? Do you start with the most intense messaging for your 13-year-old and do maybe a slightly different version for your younger children? Do you address them all at the same time when you're discussing things like pandemic or activism or some of the things that we're currently experiencing?
It's funny you should ask. We discuss everything as a whole. We're infusing continuously the love, the fun, and the family camaraderie. You know, that's what we want to make sure as they grow older and their lives go in different directions, that they will always be glued to the foundation that we established. So everything is done in a group setting. So at this time, the pandemic, things that you mentioned, some of these things you're actually going to see on the show. But yeah, these things are discussed as a group, and we do like a Q&A during that time, and we delve further into their mindset, because we understand that we're dealing with children who still don't understand the complexity of many of the things that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. So that's where my wife's early childhood education comes in superb, because she also has like sort of derived that her own way to help us, you know, navigate that and get them to understand it at their levels.
That's awesome. I imagine it's a tremendous, even with as tight and meticulous a schedule as you have, I'm sure it was an adjustment when the crew moved in and all the filming and all the equipment and all the things that come with shooting for the show. I'm going to pick one of the children out. I'm going to ask Dallas and Denver. What was the coolest thing about having all these cameras and crews and all these people come in to start watching you and your family? What was that like at first? Dallas or Denver can answer.
So Dallas, is going to you. Make sure you speak up. I hear you.
It was fun at first. I was getting a little embarrassed because
You gotta speak up.
I was getting a little embarrassed because I was a little shy at first, but then when I started getting used to it, I started learning how to be on camera and stuff, so it's fun.
And you also got to tell her about how you guys privately, you're your own production company. So they get their toys. Yeah, they get their toys. They pretend to be filming each other. And this one is the director. He's always in the director's seat. Yes. This one wants to be in front of the camera. He wants to be behind the camera.
That's awesome. For my young ladies here, Diaz and Dior are the youngest. Where is your oldest daughter? I see her back there. How's it going? Are you getting a little more alone time with mom now that mom's back from what I saw was when your mom first went to the hospital when she was still carrying the babies. How's alone? And I saw you guys went on your shopping spree. How is alone time and bonding time with mom? Because you guys look like twins when you're talking to each other.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Good.
It was very fun. It was relaxing because I don't really get to do that a lot. So it was nice to go on a shopping spree with mommy.
When you go to school, what's probably the most common question people ask you when you have siblings who are multiples? What do people ask you the most?
What is it like having so many siblings, and is your mom gonna have more? And they're really cute, and I mix them up a lot. I always see them like, "Are you Darian's sibling?" And they're like, "Yeah."
There's so many people that are going to take such joy from seeing your family on TV, especially now in a pandemic when people who don't have lots of family or any family at all, they'll find a lot of joy to see how you all interact with each other. What's most important for you, Deon, to make sure that people understand about your family, and what message do you want to convey to people who are tuning in?
The message that we want to convey is, because of the time in which we're in right now, first of all, it's just love. I mean, honest, as cliche as it may sound, is love, togetherness, understanding our differences. You know, just in our household, we have to teach them about understanding our differences. We enjoy what we do. It's sometimes tricky, as you know, raising children, trying to explain to them some of the things that's going on, such as the pandemic, and raising their awareness to what we have to do as Poppy and Mommy to protect them and protect the household. You know, so just really, I guess my biggest message to people would be, we're going to get through this. Right. You know, my wife and I have dealt with many, many challenges over the course of our, marriage and relationship. And with that being said, each time we overcome, it gives us greater appreciation for one another, and it actually draws us closer together. And in many ways, we're seeing that across the country right now. We're seeing people come together in ways more so now than we've ever seen before. Right. So I think, on one end, the pandemic has been sort of, I guess, a hurtful thing, if you will, because we've all been, quarantined. But the other flip side to it is you do see more and more people coming together and understanding we need each other. No matter what race you are, we really do need each other.
Well, Derricos family, I am so just happy to meet you. I'm so excited to see all of you on TV every week. You are such a beautiful family, such a loving family, and I hope everyone enjoys the show as much as I did.
Thank you
Thank
so much. We
you
really
so much.
appreciate you for your
Yes.
time.
Oh, my
Thank you.
pleasure. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.